Let's do a deep dive on Oprah and the Rocks, People's Fund of Maui, shall we? Here I am on Oprah's Instagram page, and it looks like people are waking up. When I look at some of the comments, here's one. It says, math ain't mathin' with this one. You guys literally have so much money, you can donate it and make it back within a year. Someone else says, I want to hear from the mouths of actual Hawaiians from Maui that are actually receiving money to believe this. They send a bunch of bots to comment now. And here somebody says, these comments give me hope that the people are waking up. That's got 19,000. Oh, very interesting. 19,633 likes. Yes, I think these social media platforms like to fiddle around with the numbers, don't you? Here's another one. There's already a comprehensive list of all the locals who lost their homes and have been displaced. People can donate directly to them instead of to your fund. Well, we're going to look at what that fund is. And there are a few, shall I just say, errors that were included, and I'm going to share that with you in just one moment. Here's another one. These comments give me massive hope that more people are awake than ever. And you've got to be kidding. You're worth $2 billion. Why don't you give back to your community? Funny how your house didn't burn down. And then here's another one. Oprah's house with the blue roof in Maui miraculously didn't burn down. Use it to temporarily give the people somewhere to eat and sleep. Yes, it wasn't just blue, but it was also green, just like Josh Green New Deal. Green things didn't appear to burn either. Oh yeah, here's one that I didn't finish. It says Dolly donated her own money. And that's in reference to Dolly Parton, who came up with a similar type of helping fund after a disaster where she was. Before we go on to look at the fund itself, let me share another screen here. This came from TikTok. And here is another clip. And I thought these comments were hilarious. Someone should share this to Oprah. Here's another one. Wait, I am a teacher and I can barely pay my bills. Oprah is a billionaire. All right, there are a couple others here that I'm not going to read out loud. Here's another. Rock, you were a childhood hero. I watched you your whole career, and this stuff with Oprah just destroyed all of it. Here's another one. Only 10 million. If you're each donating half or 5 million each, then Oprah is donating 0.2% of her wealth. Yes. How do you like them apples? You're really going to like these apples. I just caught a screen grab. Now they are wearing red. And as we hop on over to the People's Fund, that name in and of itself sounds very communistic to me, but I will say my heart goes out to each and every individual who has been affected by this just absolutely horrific, intentional tragedy, intentional disaster. And I don't want to make light of anyone getting money, and I hope that people get exactly the help that they need. But look at this person here with her signs here. I've got another video queued up for you that is all about the signs and symbols and the gestures. And here is one that she did right in the middle of that reel that was on TikTok. Let's hop right on over to the People's Fund of Maui. And here it is. So they're color coordinated. Oh, and there's a blue shirt and a blue truck. Blue don't do. Don't do blue. And here is the red. They were dressed in red. But here's what I want to show you. And a couple of people have pointed this out. And this People's Fund of Maui is a fund of the Entertainment Industry Foundation. I'm reading from the bottom here. And this foundation, this charitable foundation, has been in existence since about like the 1940s. So it is established, and we will hop right on over and take a look at that actual fund. And here it is. For 80 years, EIF has been the entertainment community's trusted partner in philanthropy. So what happened is that this fund here, the People's Fund of Maui, is basically a project under this already established charity, because it does take some time to get a 501c3 charitable designation from the IRS. And speaking of the IRS, this is where one of the mistakes is, and I'm going to share that with you. I do want to say that it would have been better if this People's Fund of Maui had more clearly stated that this was a project under the People's Fund of Maui. And guess what? Here's another, I'm sorry, that the People's Fund of Maui was a project under the Entertainment Industry Foundation. And in just a moment, I'm going to share with you one of the Entertainment Industry Foundation's largest project. And ironically, I just did a video on this about a week before the fires. So this is very, very interesting. We are going to come full circle. Before I do that, I want to direct your attention here to the FAQs. Who is eligible to receive relief? Any adult 18 or older who is not able to live in their primary residence due to the wildfires in Lahaina and Kula. It includes homeowners and renters. It does not include the property owners, and applicants must provide proof of residency. And they do that with a utility bill. Well, of course, those might be burned up in the fire. So if they cannot prove that, then they will work with the local officials, probably FEMA, to replace the identification card. Now, here's where I want to show you. How will you communicate with me after receiving my first payment? Actually, what I want to show you is they're going to be getting $1,200 a month. To me, it seems like a step toward the universal basic income. What say you? Are there any restrictions on how funds are used? Financial disbursements made by the People's Fund of Maui are considered qualified disaster relief payments and are intended for the following expenses. And then it has everything listed there. Now, here's where things get a little interesting to me. Will I need to report the monthly payments on my taxes? It says you will not need to report the monthly income payments on your taxes. Payments will be characterized under the IRS's charitable gift status, which is non-taxable. All right, here comes a disclaimer. I am not a tax attorney. I am not a CPA. I have studied and read the IRS's charitable gift status documents, and this is where I believe this website has a mistake. It says that those payments only need to be reported to the IRS if individuals receive, and you can see right here, $17,500 or more in 1 year. They will need to report this income on their taxes. Friends, the IRS says only the person giving the gift has to report that on their taxes, not the person receiving it. So if anyone knows someone in Hawaii and they are going to be receiving this money, please have them double check with a tax professional, because I believe that this is faulty information. All right, I told you that this EIF, which is the Entertainment Industry Fund, has been funding. Their largest fundraiser is, here we go, Stand Up to Cancer. I also want to say that my heart goes out to everyone that has been affected and afflicted by this horrible condition. And my prayers are with you and your loved ones, that you will not have to go through any additional suffering through the mainstream medical merry-go-round, and that you will find complete healing. All right. Having said that, this Stand Up to Cancer just had their last fundraiser on August 19th. And here you go. All of these celebrities are involved in it, and they started doing it in 2008. Gee, have they accomplished anything? I mean, last time I checked, this horrible condition still exists. So here we go. Since its inception, Stand Up to Cancer has raised over $746 million to bring together more than 3,000. Well, somebody can do the math for me and leave me a comment. 746 million divided by 3,000, and you'll know exactly how much money each of those best scientists received. And here's where it gets even more interesting. You can look at these numbers, 29,300 patients. That's a little interesting to me. The numbers received 9 new cancer treatment therapies approved by the FDA. Well, then we know they work if they're approved by the FDA. But here's what's interesting. Just recently, I'm going to take you on over to my Substack that I hope you will subscribe to. It's absolutely free. On July 31st, so basically a week before this intentionally inflicted disaster upon the unsuspecting population in Lahaina, I did an expose on the Stand Up to Cancer deception. It actually came from a healthy American, my lovely Britt Lind, who is the founder of kindnessandscience.org. And she has been exposing the absolutely heinous, despicable, cruel torture that goes on in all of these so-called experiments and research. And here she said that the total assets of the Stand Up to Cancer are $110 million. I'm going to share with you in just a moment the actual, speaking of the IRS, their IRS return, and you'll see how much money their top executive makes. So I will have a link for you. Actually, if you just go to my Substack, I'll have a link to my Substack in the description box. I'd love for you to subscribe. And then there is a great deal of information here about all of the shenanigans going on with these so-called, charitable foundations and the horrible animal cruelty that goes on in the name of science. And then I also did a video on this. And let's see, this was about a month ago, and I will also leave a link for you in the description box below. So let's finish up by looking at the Stand Up to Cancer, which is it is the largest project that this entertainment fund has. And probably, if Oprah has her way, the Maui People's Fund will be right on its heels. This is from 2021. Here we go. They brought in 2021, $63 million in contributions and grants, which was about 30% less, just roughly, from the previous year, 2020, where they brought in $97 million. They had some other investment income and other revenue. So the prior year, they made about $100 million. And in 2021, their donations dropped quite a bit. They only made roughly $65 million. Let's see where that money goes, shall we? Here we are. Stand Up to Cancer Initiative got about roughly 50% of that money, a little bit more in 2021, almost, let's say, $41 million. If it had done some good, I would be in favor of that. And here we go. Let's take a look at how much money this Stand Up to Cancer, that the entertainment fund is getting. The EI Foundation. Sangha Poblete was is an actress, and she made, when you add these two together, about $500,000 as the president of this organization. Now, I don't begrudge anybody making money. I hope everybody makes money. But when it comes to a nonprofit organization, do you think that $500,000 as a salary? I don't even know how many hours she works. So I just wanted to expose that and leave this with you. And then let me know, do you think people are going to donate to the Oprah and Rock People's Maui, the People's Fund of Maui? Are you going to donate? I have done exposés on the American Red Cross, and I will continue to do so. I personally do not donate to that organization, and I would be better suited to follow what these people are saying in the comments in terms of finding local organizations. And my hope and prayer is that, and I have not vetted any, which is why I'm not giving any recommendations. My hope and prayer is that everyone that needs help will get what they need. Thank you, everybody, for being on board. I'll be back with you. I've got another slideshow for you where we are going to look at some signs and symbols of the evil doers. And I'll just leave on this note with this image of Oprah, as some people call her. Let me know in a comment below if you know what that means, and you can help educate the others in our healthy American community. Thanks for being on board, everybody, and I'll see you in the very next broadcast.